everybody, Billy Bob's in the house, the HQ. Not in the backyard, I'm in the backyard HQ. I was like sitting on the couch, like thinking about doing a video, and then I told Mrs. Billy Bob, I better get in there. All my adoring fans are waiting for me. Aren't you? Hopefully, maybe, fingers crossed. Maybe it's just my delusional mind hoping. Well, yesterday, my original plan was to talk about the transfer portal. But as I told you, I got sucked down the rabbit hole of social media. But not today. I had the JOB, and Mrs. Billy Bob warned me, and this time I listened. Go to work, do your JOB, do not get on social media. Well, I'm at work, so I don't, we're busy. We're steady. We had a good day. Things are right with the world at Ace Hardware. But today, on Thirsty Thursday, we can talk about the transfer portal. And as I said yesterday, maybe you didn't watch. You should have, but maybe you didn't. I want to talk about the logistics of the portal, not who's in it, how many, all the different things. But there's some misconceptions about the portal. So, and I'm talking specifically about the college football portal, but I will just for reference purposes, I will bring up the basketball portal. Okay? So let's talk about the football portal first. And that is, when is it? And when does it end? And what about the people that are in it? Okay, so the transfer portal is only one segment, one time period in 2026. In 2025 and 2024, there were two different portals. There was a portal in like December, January, and then there was one right after or during the spring games when people had their spring games and their spring practices. So the NCAA changed it for 2026, 2025-26, because it actually 2026, just 2026, started the current college football transfer portal, started on January 2nd, and it ends tomorrow on January 16th. I'm going to presume at midnight, right? Because it runs all the way through. And that is for people to enter the transfer portal, right? For college football players to enter the transfer portal. Now, once they're in the transfer portal, they are always in the transfer portal until they sign with a team, or go back with their original team, or just leave college, whatever. But once you're in the portal, you're in the portal until you get out. But if you don't get in the portal by tomorrow at midnight, January 6th at midnight, you are not in the portal. No, not in. But once you're in, if you go in the portal between January 2nd and January 16th, you're in it until you're out of it. That could be 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, you're in it. So teams can still, they don't have only 2 weeks to sign somebody, okay? They don't have only 2 weeks. They can go on and on and on, and they can keep doing their research after the portal window closes. You getting where I'm picking up what I'm putting down here, folks? The other thing I heard, and I've heard this, and this is a misnomer, I've heard it before, but I heard somebody the other day said, well, there are guys that maybe they didn't enter the portal now, but, they go to spring practice and they find out they're not where they want to be on the depth chart and they go in the portal. Well, you can't go in the portal. There is no more spring portal. I guess you could go in the portal by saying, I'm going to enter the portal, but you can't do it until January of 2027. So what are you going to do? Sit out the whole frickin' football year? It ain't happening, folks. When the portal's closed, you're in or you're out. And if you're in, you can be in as long as you want to be until you get out. Okay? I know I'm reiterating things, I'm repeating things, but I want you to understand what the process is. Now, one of the things about the portal is people complain about, and I think it's really ridiculous, and most coaches do, that this transfer portal opens during college football playoffs. I mean, playoffs? However, there is a small window only for the teams that were in the college football playoff. Okay. And maybe this part I didn't research, but it may only be for the two teams that are in the championship because everybody else is out, right? They've been out for a week. So, but the two teams in the championship, the players there, that if they haven't entered the portal already, and there are a few players that have entered the portal that are playing in the championship or playing for teams in the championship, the players that want to enter the portal after the championship game have between January 20th and January 24th to enter the portal. And again, those players, once they're in until they're out. Okay? Now, I said I'd mention college basketball briefly. I said this is mainly about football, and it is. But just to give you some context, college football isn't the only place where the portal affects teams in the playoffs. Because college basketball, their portal opens March 23rd and it runs through April 21st. Why is that significant? Because March Madness, the first round, and the second round start March 19th through the 22nd, and the championship game isn't till April 4th. So the portal is open the whole time March Madness is going on, all the way through the championship game. And that's equally as ridiculous as the college football portal. So I hope you now have a better understanding. If you didn't have one before, a lot of you people maybe had a very good understanding of the college football portal and secondary, the basketball portal. But if you didn't, I hope I was able to give you a good explanation to where now you either feel more comfortable, hopefully, or you're freaked out even more. I hope not. But that's what I got. It's a wrap. America, land of the free because of the brave. Stay focused, America. Billy Bob, peace out.